I'll be back in a minute. I gotta put this headband on. I'm so late. I was supposed to start this an hour ago and I just went out and dipped off planet for a while.
Dip off planet.
Yeah, I call it dipping off planet. I'm just checking out.
Wow.
Where's my brush? I thought I had it out here. I'll be right back. Ma, entertain the people on YouTube.
No, that's interesting.
I feel better today, but I've actually had a rough few days. Freaking every time there's a big event and a lot of people die,
Yeah.
I feel it. And thousands of people died in Morocco. Thousands. As soon as it popped up, I think I was. Where was I? I remember seeing the notification pop up 6.9 Morocco, and I was like, fuck. Because the damage was already done, the lives were already lost. You know? That's a large soul contract where a group of people agree before they come to this planet that okay, we're all gonna go out, we're all gonna meet at this day, and we're all going out together. And our contribution to source, light, love, creator, we need it now. The world is changing so fast. It's changing so. I mean, it was like ho hum for a long time. It seemed like because I was part of the program. Yeah, just every year. It's like the calendar is like a mirror go around, and every year I'm like, oh God, here we go. People acting like they give a shit about fucking charity and people in need because it's Christmas and all that stuff is just bogus. It's just, it's like you don't care about your family the rest of the year, this one time a year kind of thing, right? It's just all so commercial. It's also fake. It's also too much to bear. So, this day, I can't stand this day, man. Every time this calendar, the pages tear off the calendar and September 11th happens, I'm like, fuck. Because it's so weird that people don't even. Actually, it's different. I had a different response today. I went into town to get the oil changed in the Suburban. I tell people I put me in the bourbon instead of bourbon in the me. So I go into town to get the oil changed, and the people where I get it, oil plus oil, whatever it's called, they charge me less than $50, and they freaking hit. They even I saw them today. I was like, they had the grease gun out. They were hitting the Zerk fittings under the I mean, they're thorough. So it's like you really get your money's worth. So I told them I bring them some gratuity cookies in. Yeah. So I made some today. So next couple days they're gonna love those. I tell you what, people love those all over the place. Where are you trying to go, Tuck? You wanna go up top? You wanna go up top? No, I got it. I'll help you. You wanna go in there? window yesterday because our hot days in New Mexico are over and it's starting to get chilly at night, and things hurt when they get chilly at night for me. So where was I? So I took the Suburban in, and there's a guy, and I just start. That's just how I am. I'll just start freaking blah running in my mouth, and I'm like, it's September 11th, so I'm just telling the folks, I said, I don't know where you were, but I was on the flight line at Offutt Air Force Base, Omaha, Nebraska, Bellevue, Nebraska, just south about 10 miles of Omaha. And George Bush came, because that's protocol. That's what you do when, there's a controlled demolition that our country does to itself. But they want to blame it on other people. I mean, I could recognize that shit when I was a kid, the freaking, when somebody's standing next to you, somebody comes up, walks behind you, they hit you, run off, and make it look like the person standing next to you did it. The old bit and sway. It's been going on for forever. But see, since America is so used to just believing whatever it sees on TV and just believe whatever it says in the newspaper and it's truth and they mean it. There's men in caves that want to get America and they want to tamper with our freedom. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up all of our arsenals and we're going to go over to where they live and they're conducting their lives. Blow them off the fucking map. And have parades for it, and it's fucking retarded. That's what I said at the oil changing thing today. Have a parade for that. Bullshit. Controlled demolition. The dude that I'm talking, the guy that was in there that just got a head nodding. His head's just nodding. He's like, yep. And then, so I'm like, okay, so let's continue this. Because he was done, so I walked out with him. And he said, when I was growing up, we all had to read Animal Farm. I'm like, I remember reading Animal Farm. He said, and 1984 by Orwell. Orwell's. Which one was it? I get them all mixed up. Anyway, I said, I never read that one. I said, but I know we always talked about it, Me and my buddies would always talk about that kind of stuff. About, the controllers, and just fall in line and do what you're supposed to, and if you question any authority, then you are the frickin' criminal. You know what they did? I live in New Mexico. You know what they did here? Governor says, I don't give a care. Constitution be damned. Fuck all y'all. You can't have guns in Albuquerque with your open carry. No more. I said. Power of the pussy. Shut the fuck up, you dumb bitch. That ain't gonna go well for you. People are gonna show up peacefully at first and say, you know what? We're not gonna let you do that. You could say it, but we're not gonna let you do that. You got sheriff showing up saying, fuck you, you dumb bitch. Cause some 11-year-old kid got shit. Dude, New Mexico has bigger problems. Every day nobody talks about anything. Everybody's just, just fucking shut up and eat your fucking chilies. That's what the mentality is. All right? Everybody has all these hurts. It doesn't matter. It's not just New Mexico. It's fucking Illinois. It's fucking California. It's just, shit's getting weird, man. People are getting violent. So violent. So violent. That's why I freaking lift my little dumbbell, man. I'm just waiting for somebody to take a swing on me. People are freaking crazy. And I'm surrounded by a bunch of blues. Ocean of blues. You got people doing the blues. People want to see. Let's just talk about things how they really are. Let's not sugarcoat things. There's no need. We're all adults here, right? People come to Taos. You want to be a tourist? Look in the bushes. Like when you go to Walmart and stuff like that, get all the supplies for living that best life. Be sure to look in the bushes. When you're eating in those family fancy restaurants, you're probably going to see people fucking just junked out of their freaking mind. And that's what the horoscope is. Not the horoscope, but the energy is right now. I was talking to my earth angel today, and I was like, man, people are just going to be in themselves. Whatever it is, that thing, the shadow. We're coming into shadow season. And whatever people don't rectify last year, in your shadow, whatever seasons come up and you do not rectify within yourself, within myself, whatever I don't rectify within myself is going to come back around, and it's going to be more. Boom. So what I'm doing in this season, and I see it everywhere. I'm seeing it in social media. I'm seeing it in my local area. I can hear it with the racing of the engines. I see it in the media. Locally, I everywhere, it's people just revving up, just living from self-will. And it's I don't even think it's entertaining. I don't want to I'm not finding entertainment in freaking watching other people's train wrecks of their lives. You know, because you just go around doing what you want, everything you want. It catches up to you. There's consequences. There's consequences to everything we do. There's a consequence to every action there's several possibilities of lots of consequences in every action we take. Ways how they can play out. And I'm seeing like the slutty girls are really slutting, you know? And the way I look at that, I see like they have the archetypes. I have my own archetypes. And like you got the slutty girl, that's not just in women. You got the slutty girl aspect in men too. I see slutty girl in men. You know? Sometimes if I'm not careful, I got to think of the right word I want to use to describe myself, because if I think the wrong one, then it's out there on forever. If I'm not careful, see, because I have so much masculine energy in me, that if I don't keep things in balance, then it's like I'm like a dude on freaking too much freaking steroids. It's just my ego. I ease God out. It's my character defects. I'm full aware of all of my character defects. Some days, my character defects with the way I feel, you know, careful not to halt, not to get, you know, don't ever get too hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. Well, sometimes, like today, man, I just went in, did the things that I needed to do, and got the fuck out of town. Because I'm so sick of people acting like they care. They don't give a shit. You know, when I drive by the firehouse and they have the flag hanging with all the fire trucks and the lights on, and, you know, for September 11th, fuck you, you don't care. It was a demolition derby. It was a controlled demolition. I get excited in my head, my wires cross. It was a controlled demolition, and anybody that ever freaking watched Sesame Street growing up, or 3-2-1 Contact, or any of those shows where they had the excerpts of how things are done, knew, boom, 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 charges in the building. And the retarded part is years before, in the 90s, I remember watching a freaking PBS special on, oh, those buildings are so solid, in order for those to come down, you would have to do this. And basically, it was an instruction book as to what they did in order to make them fall. And they did it to just start a fucking bullshit war. And they killed a lot of Americans. America killed Americans. Who gives a shit? Who? I give a shit. Fuck you, George Bush, on 9/11. I didn't even know the fucking towers fell until 10:30 that night. My friends from California. I'd only been on station for hadn't even been it off for very long. And so, yeah, I'd only been there a couple months. And, And so I called my friends and I was like, what the fuck, what the hell? Because I didn't even know yet. And I just know that we started prepping equipment immediately. Immediately we started and just start, dude, for hours. Freaking, we hauled ass for hours. Like I said, I didn't have a TV or nothing in my dorm room, so I had to go up to the freaking laundry room because that's where they had like a community TV, and I'm standing in there and I'm watching the footage, because all I knew was like I heard it, 9:30, freaking Sergeant Peterson or not Peterson, was that his name? But what was his name? Big old, he comes freaking running down the freaking stairs, slips, almost falls on his ass, grabs, he's like, America's under attack! That's what he said, America's under attack! And then later I go up to see the news footage, to see it was a controlled demolition. I'm like, fuck it. And I knew it, because, I was in the military. They kept talking about weapons and I'm like, dude, there are none. There's no weapons in my... Dude, this is what... and that's why I could only do 6. It took me a very short time to figure out how things actually were. But I had to do it. I had to be a part of it to get my own verification. And there's no way I could have do... to be a part of something like that... That's why freaking so many veterans fucking kill themselves. We're the threat. We're killing people. That's bad karma, dude. That's not what God intended. We're supposed to be helping people, not killing people. Not taking fucking land for oil and fucking weed and cocaine and junkie and drugs and all this stuff. And then people are like, that's my dad. My dad's a hero. Your dad's an asshole. And then they create this system where we're the threat, and then they create the rank system. I thought it was funny that there's some asshole dude that's trying to block like 300 fucking promotions. Everything's a club, man. Everything's like hey, if you're in the end, you're gonna succeed. If you're not, and if you think it's all stupid, you're gonna end up in fucking the armpit of fucking New Mexico, taking care of your mom, trying to figure out how to make some extra money to, create a little bit more buffer security for myself, right? But people eat that shit up. Because that's the thing, is people, they benefit from the system. They benefit from the idea. They benefit from living a dream. And it's a lot freaking easier for them to sleep at night than think about, God, we're the assholes to other countries. We are the antagonists. We went to Vietnam, all this shit that fucking... my his generation, the boomers did over there, and then they figured out fucking, what war is, and then, and then all the ancestry came out, and then the wives figure out what war is, and I'm like, dude, there's so many people that fucking cheat on their spouses over in the desert in war, and it's supposed to be against the UCMJ, but so many people do it, and it's just what you do while you're away, and there's all the gay while away, and it's really a much grosser system than people... think about who I enlisted because it was like I don't have any other alternatives to go to college. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the money, and I definitely don't want to be paying for my education for the rest of my life with their student loans. So that was just the most practical means to do it. I'll give them 6 years of my life. I'll get a couple diplomas, and I'll be, and then God said, you know what, Marge? Your life is going to go in a much different direction than you ever thought that it would. But just rely on me, Marge, and you'll be okay. And I was like, all right, here we go. So I did. I became the most faithful I'd ever been. And I'm seeing the benefits of that now, and the detriment of not having a faith in a God, a power greater than myself. I don't think I run the show. I'm not one of these people. It makes me so sad to see like the overindulgence and gluttony that people make it the norm. And all I can think, every person I see, I'm like, what have you ever done for anybody else? What have you ever done to make somebody's life more comfortable? What have you done to me? Everybody I see on the planet, whether I walk by them on the street, and there's some people that have done a lot of things to, but I want to know, what is it that they've done? More people don't do jack shit. They're just, people just live with their head buried in the sand because they think like all the people that fall through the cracks of society, the homeless, the elders. When I went in get my oil changed, the guy who, I don't know if he owns a place, we've talked, I've been going in there 2 years every 6 months, so I mean, you gain a rapport. I asked about his mom. He said, I just came from seeing her. He said, oof. He said, oof. I said, what? He said, I walk in the room, she's over in the corner, slumped down in her chair. He's like, I don't know how long he said she was stiff. She was slumped in the chair like he couldn't get her to stand up. I said, that is why I became a stay-at-home daughter. You get people that freaking feel terrible about themselves, and then you pay them jack shit to fucking wipe asses and take care of freaking other people's family members. When their own family members discard them, they don't give a shit about their, all this stuff. People have their own psychology. And, how much does it cost for that lady to live in that home? And she's still getting, it's just like neglect is neglect is neglect. And a lot of people are paying for it. Because people just don't give a shit. Because in their mind, there's just always somebody else that's going to take care of things. People don't know how to be, like over the top, go out of their way to take care of, to help people. They just don't. They'll buy a fucking, like a cup of coffee. Give me a fucking break. Really? Can't get beyond that. Can't do better than that, right? Crack society, just keep getting wired. Can't come up with any. There are good things happening in Taos, though. Things that I've been talking about for a while. There's evidently, I got to find out more about it. I'm going to find out where the people are and go have a conversation with them. That there's somebody starting a non-profit for a free spay and neuter clinic around here. And that is something that people definitely need around here. I talked to a buddy, a guy I know last night, and we were messaging, and I said I'd hate the cold or something like that. I said, me too. It's the time of season, and he has to go cut wood for his elder friends and family member around the local community. People, they just can't get out and do it. I said, yeah, I'd be willing to help you do that from sometimes. So I'm actually going to put a flyer together, and he's going to hand it out. I said, I'll do it for a cooked meal. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these people, they don't have the money. They don't have all the abundance. I look around, man. People piss away so much fucking money on bullshit. Like, I got to take a real break because it's for real fucking annoying to see, like, the bullshit that people are doing on purpose. Like, hey, caffeine isn't good for kids. Stop giving your fucking children coffee. How's that? Everybody wants. My brother's one of those. I thank you not to tell me how to raise my children. You give your fucking kids to teachers and schools and shit like that. And your dumbass was a teacher, so that's scary of him by itself. So the mentality that you turn over. So yeah, I'm people all day long, man. Why are you letting your kid be a brat? Hey, that's really great, and I like the thunder verifying that too. And then hey, that's cool that you let your 5-year-old kid run around naked all the time. That's great. How are you gonna curb that? When you indulge people, when people just indulge every woman, they just go around doing whatever they want. You got to understand, he's 5 now, 6 now, whatever, how old, he's going to be 10, 11, and 12. If you don't teach people, right, like this is how you act, this is how you don't, people ain't going to learn. And then you got to see grown men freaking naked down the interstate and shit like that. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see the shadow side of how people live their life. So I don't want to see their naked. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see anybody's birthday suit. I don't want to see anybody naked. I don't want to go out and go to the store. I don't want to take my buddy Augustine. You know, I never asked for this. And when I go out, it's just like people are just like exposing themselves everywhere. And it's just like, where's the decency? I don't even fucking care about how people are raised, because people got free will. Don't be a fucking dirty pig. You know, I was taking my buddy Augustine, dropping him off on the casino on the reservation on the Pueblo. Excuse me, the Pueblo. What the fuck ever. They're all fucking crap holes because nobody took care of nothing. Whatever. Too much fucking drunken Indians, man. So fucking wasteful. That's another. See, because I know that the shadow season is coming, because I start getting cravings for alcohol. I see more drunken Indians at the fucking. Yeah, I'll go through at 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. You got drunken Indians laid down, trying to come back into their soul. It takes your spirit. At this point, it's 2023. If people don't know this, they don't care. Alcohol allows demons. Alcohol allows a human being to do the devil's bidding. That is what alcohol does. Oh, I didn't know what I was doing. I was drunk. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I was drunk. Bullshit. I was that drunk person for a long time. It takes your spirit. It takes away that good orderly direction. People do it too much. I saw some dude freaking trembling. He was like, I have 4 shots of vodka in my coffee. It was like 7 o'clock. He's like, I had to push, and he can't control. That's his neurological system. Unable, he can't hold himself steady because alcohol became his remote control. Alcohol became his steady. It is a very, very deadly foe. It's a deadly foe. For me, alcohol was my best friend. It was always there when I needed it. When I wanted it. It was always there. It would take the pain away. It would give me the greatest case of I don't give a fuck. There is no God in that. The giving a fuck, that's where the God is. My buddy Batman, I'll hear from him periodically. He has trouble with phone. He's off planet a lot, we'll say that. And he sent me a text message, and I really hope I remember this text and the way he says it, so whenever I feel like I don't know, bigger than my britches, for a lack of a better term, I gotta remember this, because I try so hard to not live for me. I'm trying real hard to live for God, right? I get out in the world, my body gets so twisted up, I get so spun up, all this water and air energy I have. And I just, woo, and there goes my mouth, there goes my mouth, there goes my mouth. So I try to use my powers for good. Sometimes I see people, their manners are just so poor, I gotta speak on it. I'm trying to live a life different, so these are the things I'm gonna try and remember. I want to be a more graceful person. And this might be the best definition of grace I've heard so far, because I've heard a lot of words said on it. He comes back with the other day. Undeserved kindness is grace. Mercy over judgment is grace. And those are words that I want to live by. So whenever I feel like I'm bigger than the situation that I'm coming up on, I hope that the words pass my mind, pass my vibrational frequency, and come to every situation with grace. At this point, I'm just a peacekeeper, man. I just want to keep the peace. I don't want to be the part of contributing to what the problems are. I really do not like tourists, though. I would feel better if more people that I knew would come visit Taos, and then I would go visit, show them Taos, and experiencing it with them would be a lot more pleasant than doing with a bunch of freaking strangers that take up space. And God, these people have more money than God, yet they still can't freaking land their money in any freaking place decent. That's what happens when you live in a people's zoo. So it's just disheartening. I luckily, you know, I guess because it's been 20 years, people just don't care. There's too many other things that have happened that they should care about in between that time. So that's just something else that's fallen away. I care. There's a lot of people that lost their lives that day, and they didn't need to. It's all to perpetuate a freaking agenda and a storyline of New World Order and blah blah bullshit, you know, from a bunch of people that don't have any practical skills. That when it comes down to being in the trenches, they don't know how to. These people, they don't do their own grocery shopping. They don't do their own laundry. They don't even drive themselves. They're freaking societal puppets. They're parrots. And they're serving their master, and their master is not God. Good orderly direction. You know, it's very freaking disingenuous. Every time I see like $80,000 cop cars, you know, you got these fat cops with all their gear. It's like, no, dude, if you gave a shit about your job, you'd be fit. You'd recognize that your body is just as much as an instrument for your job as that freaking gun belt on your waist. You know? They don't run no more. Now they just like, it's so weird, man. They just take people out. They just take people out. It's just like a video game. When I see how the world responds and shows up, you know, the disregard of life, just cars turning into motorcycles, it's just crazy. Like, people don't have it that emotional control. They really don't. And it's just going to escalate. Because what do people do to get their emotional control? Are people doing the thing? Some people are. I did meet a nice lady at the Dollar General, whatever it was, the other day. She was talking to my buddy, and I overheard and I interjected and I said, she said she started walking to work and it's 40 minutes each way. And she's starting to eat, and I'm like, it's happening. I said, it's happening. I said, the people are making the choice to step more into their health. It's happening. That's what the two earths are, as far as I understand it. People are going to live from ego, and it's going to take them down that path. Or they're going to live from their heart. As I hit my not so funny bone. That's the division. Live from fear or love. And I'm talking to me too, because that's when I show up as an asshole, I'm scared about something. I don't freaking know what all the time in every situation. I gotta think on it sometimes. It's just getting weird. I meditated today. I've been lifting my dumbbell, you know. I got to use my energy wisely, because that's what this energy is. Because the alternate is like, I just saw lightning. The neighbor, he's all junkified out. He's all in his addictions. You know, look around, notice. I want to see in the comments if anybody else is like people that, you know, like that are into their stuff, that have their, you know, their stuff, where's their, how much they're doing it. So I'm trying to do less. That's why I'm like, I'm not trying to spend money at all right now, except for stuff that the dogs and mom that we need. You know, I just want to stay home. I want to be close to home. It's my Cancer rising. I got a lot of air and water, and I'm very sensitive to energies, and I just know how I am. So I do have to go in and get a couple things, though. Uh, we're supposed to get rain the next few days. Uh, I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that. Never mind. Marge, don't put it all out there. See, I am discreet from time to time. I can be discreet from time to times. Anyway, what else is going on? That stuff about the everything about that whole scuzzy dude from that '70s show that got 30 years for being a fucking rapist. It's just how it is, folks. Fuck it. The world celebrates pervs, man. The fucking I seeing The Rock makes my skin crawl. And like when Jelly Roll is like, yeah, they always say, well, whose celebrity's number is in your phone? And he's like, Dwayne Johnson or whatever his name is. Cause like, they sell themselves out. Like, when their mom, when they were little boys, when you were a little boy, is there anything like that happened in your childhood that would make it okay for you to grow up and be a big fucking man? Be a big man and go on to Saturday Night Live and do a skit. You could see it. Like, he was doing the lines. He's like, he was like, and he still did it. He played a scientist that invented a child molesting robot so that it could molest children 24 hours a day. That's what he signed up for. That's what he became agreeable to. So don't fucking act like you like like, you know, you're one of those like save the don't ever fucking come back and see, that's the thing is these scumbags, they live their lives one day honoring one system and then pretending to praise another. And then you get all the people in America, other people in other countries do not give a shit about the fucking retarded shit that Americans give a shit about. They really don't. There's so many people leaving this country and they're finding, man, that is one fake ass motherfucking place. People are fake everywhere. And then yet you have all these people going, I'm an authentic person. Listen, Botox Betty. If you're changing your face from what God gave you, there ain't nothing authentic about you. You don't count. You know, all you spiritual healers that are fucking spending, you know, all the price list for your services. Price me out. You're doing it wrong. You're fucking full of shit. You readers that are doing astrology reads for $300, $400, $500. You're a fucking poser. It's not about the message, it's about money, and money's fake, and so are you. It's about what I got for now. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you have a rad day.